Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I hope you had an amazing weekend. It is I, call sign Henshin, coming to you live from the year 2285. How did everyone's weekend go? I hope everyone had a real good week. Especially, I hope you had an amazing Saturday. While we didn't do our Arma stream at the start of Saturday, we did make it home just in time to do the live react part one of the superhero Zatsudan, where we live reacted to Common Rider Geats in real time. If you haven't seen that live react, it is now up on my main YouTube channel. You can actually check it out. I'll go ahead and put a link to it in the description. But or in the description in the chat. But I do believe we are going to be changing some things going forward in regards to the superhero Zatsudan. But you can go ahead and, but like I said, you can go ahead and check it out. It'll be in the pinned comment in the chat. So if you didn't see the live react on Saturday, it's already up on the main YouTube channel, which will actually play into what we're going to talk about at the end of the stream, which will be the future of the Zatsudan going forward. So I hope you guys will stick around until the end of that. But today we have two things on the docket. We're watching Gozyuger episode 30, and I hopefully we're going to hopefully they are going to keep up with this momentum of them keeping with the narrative because it took them this long for them to return to the story plots, but now we kind of have a little wrench in the system. We're getting a new Gozu Yellow, a new Gozu Tyranno, as it is. Who was an alien from another planet, which sounds very Boom Boonger esque. But I digress. Um, so we're going to be seeing what's going on with that today, and then we're going to do a tier list, which is going to be shorter than the last one because unfortunately I can only find one that had all the Sentai series but didn't have the movies. So I don't know why I couldn't find one with the movies. I looked all over. I found like a lot of ones that had like episode rankings, and unfortunately, my brain's not detailed enough to do episodes because I'm not going to remember like individual episodes. So, unfortunately, I'm only working with series today. I'm not doing movies like I did with the Common Rider one because unfortunately I couldn't find an extensive one. If anyone wants to get on Tier Maker and make one with all the movies and stuff included, I would appreciate that very much. But so it's not this stream is not going to be as long as the last one we did last week, but for the most part, it will we'll do that after Gozyuger, and then once the tier list is done, we will then address the future of the superhero Zatsudan. So with that being said, I hope you guys will sit back and relax. We're gonna go ahead and pull up. If you've loaded up on your end, please pull up Gozyuger episode 30. The reason why I'm not gonna put the video on screen is because unlike on YouTube, I'm sorry, unlike with Zets, this Super Sentai is not available in the US, right? Because the deal with Toei and Hasbro, I think, is still a thing. So we cannot watch we cannot watch Super Sentai like we can with Zets, where we can actually have a live stream and then we can live react it, and YouTube's kind of cool with that. But we can't do that with Gozyuja, so we kind of have to do it basically where you guys will have to find the video on your own and sync it, and then proceed from that point. So again, I do apologize if that's inconvenience. We might maybe next week. Well, actually, I'll get into that in the future updates part. But like I said, you can go ahead and watch that particular link for the for the first part of the Zatsudan. This is the second part. So we're gonna go ahead and load it up. We're gonna go ahead and load up the video here. You're gonna hear noise here right quick. I'm just gonna do that. And then I need to change the audio settings so that it is playing directly to the uh, to our where our music is currently playing. Because again, I don't again while they'll give us a pass on Zets, they probably won't give us a pass for Gozyuger in the VOD. So I want to make sure that I have that set right. So we're gonna go ahead and just set that to. We're gonna go ahead and set that one over to the other audio line. All right, perfect. All right, so here we go, guys. Let me go ahead and pause the music. You won't hear music if you're watching the VOD. This is just it's just me talking. So here we go. Episode 30. Kamen Rider Gozyuger. We're well past. Oh, Kamen Rider Gozyuger. Of number one Sentai Gozyuger. We're already past the halfway point. So without further ado, let's do it. In five, four, three, two, one, go. All right, goes to the recap. Ryugi quit the band and he's gone. I still want to know if there's like a backstage reason for it. Like I'd love to know if there's a backstage reason for it. And here's our new guy. He's just sitting in. Oh, great! Thanks for being an inconvenience, fuckhead. Ooh, man's about to get chokeslammed. Oh wow, we're actually going back to the landlord. I think they hadn't acknowledged the landlord in like fucking months. The landlady and her daughter and her son. I mean, the landlady and her son have not acknowledged them in like 25 episodes. He's a tea junkie. Son of a bitch. Da 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 da. God, this theme still kicks, man. Kicks all the ass. So like, I just find it's just kind of feel weird to have Yellow just changed halfway through the season. I get it's a nod to the original Go Ranger, but it just feels weird, right? Okay, that's one way to get around that. That's one way to get around that. Yeah, that's another thing. Again, you have to redo the intro. Like you can't do the Sixth Ranger treatment for the Yellow Ranger because he's part of the. You have to redo the whole thing. That's they literally just put the cutout in front of. Okay, that's fucked. That's kind of fucked if I'm being honest. Oh god, and it just goes you. It's just Tyranno. It's just the suit. Okay, this is clever. I'll admit that's fucking clever. And they did redo it with the. Okay, I'm losing my mind right now. It's just Gozu Tirana. They're not. It's a mix between they did the work and then did a haphazard edit. What is happening right now? What is happening? This is some shit. What the fuck? Yeah, I think he thinks he's the leader. Okay, wait. Are you throwing back to King Oger in a weird way? Are you throwing back to King Oger in the weirdest way? Oh, we're gonna hate this fucker. So what? You gave it to someone who's on his way out? I'm confused. We're making mochi, baby. Oh, he's regretting it. Getting a nice little lesson on how to make mochi today. Well, how long has been working there? Oh well, that sucks. He actually saw him get kidnapped in real time. Yeah, this man's gonna make everybody bankrupt. You wrong kind of ring, fucker. I don't think. Yeah, he doesn't get it. This is. Of course he did. Of course he turned everyone into mochi because fuck him. Busta mochi. I love how the new Gozyuger Tyranno is the B. God, this is like it kind of feels like we're losing the plot again, but not really. Nice dance. My man's just did a little two step. Not even my. I don't want to say my man's. I don't like this guy. Fuck him. Yeah, this pomp. Yeah, this guy's a pompous ass. Fuck that guy. Excuse me. Where'd you send him? Yeah, this is why I can't take the Brighton seriously as villains, man. They're like, they do not. And take a June's like, the fuck am I looking at? Okay, Kwan's not taking that shit. Nope, you fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up. You shouldn't have pissed him off. Garyudo's got a fucking life fuse. That is actually a good point. Hmm. Yeah, Hoeda is the only one with his head on straight. Hey, come on, hey! Going in for the fight. The time of this. He doesn't get it. Yep. Even Kamade knows, yeah, you're full of shit, fucker. You don't know shit. Yeah, you're not gonna hit the Mochi dude. Come on. He's Mochi. Damn. Hoeru, my man. I love he just came in dressed for the occasion. That's great. The guy that doesn't have a wish is the one who gets it. It's crazy to me. Like I think they need to play into this more, like tell them, hey, the whole like it's not just about the rings, it's about being number one. Like they don't I don't think they play up to that aspect enough. Let's do this. And everyone's just joining him. It's like it's pointless, but like yeah, it's yeah. I love that Rico's like, yeah, I'll be complicit in this bullshit. Hit us with the. Oh, wrong one. Okay, I was expecting Shinkenger, not Ginga Man. Why are they serious about something so stupid? Yep, that's like the question about almost every Sentai when you think about it. Wait, what does Tegasort have to do with this? That's kind of an interesting way to look at like the pointless Sentai battle, like the pointless number one battles. Is like it's a beautiful detour. Also, we're just like fucking. We're just they could just casually go into space. Okay, just purple death. This is so dumb. Tuts! Throw it. Stab with superhuman strength, baby. Hit it, baby! Hell yeah. There it goes! Boom! Drop kick! He's a number one at a lot of things. Has anyone made a list of what they're number one at? Yeah, he's an idiot. He's yeah, he could have been like Billy. Could have been like in Zio. Prequel getting poetic on us. Hey, there we go. We're alluding to it. There we go. Ah, wait. Frere, I see you there. You wait. Zinkheiser Black? Oh, right. Oh, damn. Wait, is he only going to be for a couple of episodes and he gets written off? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, damn! He didn't even last an episode. What the fuck? He didn't even last an episode. What? So we had a new Yellow Ranger for one episode and he got off the. That's some bullshit. That is some bullshit. What was the point? I don't get it. What the fuck? That was some dumb shit. Oh man. I'm sorry. I'm just. He was a ranger for one episode and he gets off at the end. That he was Tyranno for one fucking episode, one, and he got. What the fuck was the point? God damn, I was stupid. Oh god, at least they're maintaining plot relevance, but like, what was the point? This I don't want to say this episode feels pointless, but what was the point of introducing him if he was gonna get killed off? If he was just gonna get killed off? He lives in that ring now. What the fuck? Does he at least get released? Like, I mean, we'll have to find out next episode. But god damn, man. What the fuck? Some dumb shit. Oh god, I'm gonna give this episode a 7. The 7 was the first number that came to mind. It's like I'm not feeling any other number. It's not a bad episode, but like the fact that it was rendered pointless by the end just oh, that was fucking stupid. This episode was rendered useless. You literally made him a pompous ass, then realize the error of his ways, and then immediately get him killed off. Like, what the? What do I even say to this? What do I even say to this? Oh my god, there's some dumb shit happening in right now, man. Fucking hell. Ah, shit. Ah, fuck me, I guess. Oh man. I don't even want to like go on a rant on like them losing the plot or anything because I like it's so goddamn stupid that I can't like rebuke this or rebuttal this. I can't. There's no argument to be made here. This episode just kind of exists. I I can't. I can't. Oh, it's so fucking stupid. Oh my god. This is why I watch Super Sentai, man, for dumb shit like this. But at the same time, it's like there's a minute. Maybe I'm gonna just consider this like a fucking stupid detour on the lore because it looks like next episode we are getting intense because now we got Rico's friend, or we got Ray fucking up a hospital. So I'll grant it that. I'll grant it that. Um, why does it do it twice? Okay, I need to check my settings. I don't know why it just decided, hey, I'm gonna throw shit at you again. Why? I don't know why it. Yeah, I need to maybe just get that auto accepted. I don't know because for some reason it's throwing more. Like it shows up in my feed, and then when I click check, it throws shit at me again. So I don't know why. I gotta check my tit settings. God damn. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll come back with the Sentai tier list. All right. Let's go ahead and preempt the ad, and I will be right back. All right, we're back, and let's just go ahead and get right into the tier list for today. This is going to be the last one we do. Why the hell is this open here? I think I pressed. God, I don't know what happened. Why it was there, but anyway, let's go ahead and get into our tier list today, which is our Super Sentai tier list. In no particular order, right? We're grading them S through F, and of course, put the ones that we have not watched in not watched. So this is going to be a quick one because I have not watched that many Super Sentai seasons. So there's going to be a lot, kind of similar to the Common Rider. There's going to be a lot here and not watched, but more so, if that's right. So right off the rip, all the Showa, all the Showa Sentais I have not seen, all of them, not a single one, not a one. So we're just gonna go ahead, and also I don't count. It doesn't count if I've only seen the Power Rangers version. Not counting that because again, they're totally radically different beasts. So I'm not counting that. So we're just gonna go ahead and move all of these here. I think I did try to give O Ranger a look at one point. Yeah, I've almost. I'm not gonna count it because I don't recall if I got. No, I think I only got like first episode, so I didn't get that first. I won't count it. Let's see. So pretty much, if there's a Power Rangers gen of it, I haven't seen it except for a couple. So we're gonna go ahead and move all these up here. Nope, and here we go. Uh, let's see. Just gonna move a couple other ones here. Yep. Have not seen Akiba Ranger, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Haven't seen Kyo Ryuger. Obviously, never seen Brave. I think that's all of them. Oh, and I don't know what that is, so we're just gonna remove that. Oh, and I haven't seen Dawn Brothers. So yeah, literally short tier list. Short tier list. So these are all the ones that I've seen partially or in full, right? And we're gonna go down the list, and obviously I will give my rating. So we'll keep it short and sweet, right? Starting with Bokenger. Bokenger, I think, was a really good one. I haven't finished it, unfortunately. I did get a good chunk of the way in through it, and I did quite enjoy it for what it was, which was a pretty interesting story uh, about treasure hunters. And to me, I think as much shit as I would give Power Rangers Operation Overdrive, it tried to stay pretty true to the story, albeit it took like kind of like radical directions in terms of it. But the main story was the same: find the treasures for the crown, right? Actually, no, I don't even think there was a crown in Bokenger. Just they're finding these treasures, right? I think for preservation's sake, I believe, if memory serves. So, but yeah, Bokenger is a damn good watch, and I think I was actually maybe a few episodes away from finishing it. So I'm gonna put this in B. I'm gonna put this in a B tier. I did quite enjoy the action. It was quite satisfying. Not too much cheese, but obviously there was cheese where cheese, resides. So I very much so enjoyed. Um, I did enjoy the exploration exploits of the team. It was really good. Um, Goanger. See, I like Goanger, but I got up to a very specific episode that made me stop watching it altogether. I could not, as much as I tried, I could not get past the episode because it was just so bad. I believe it is episode 26. And for those of you who don't know what happens, uh, Bear V, I believe her name is the yellow mech. Because I'm gonna preface this. If you guys have only seen Power Rangers RPM, I think maybe you dodged the bullet because the Zords in RPM are sentient vehicles in Goanger. And in this particular episode of Goanger, Bear V is dealing with her feelings of love for the for Go on Wing Silver Zord, whose name I forget, which is pretty much a flying wolf head, and it's super weird. Like it's so cringe, and like I can't get through it because it's like it. There's a reason why they never do like when they do the sentient vehicle thing, when they do the sentient mech thing, they don't do uh they don't do relationship stuff with them anymore because this episode is so god awfully bad that like again it prevented me from finalizing Goanger. It prevented me. It is literally that episode is the bane of my existence. But I don't want that to take away from the fact that Goanger was pretty solid. Like again, it's another solid season. It's just brought down by that one episode, and I hate it. It gives me agita just thinking about it. So as much as I would love to put it on a B tier, on the same level as Bokenger, I'm putting it C tier. Like, I don't want to give it too much hate because, like, again, it's solid up till that point. But Bokenger, but like Goanger, just that one episode, man, it just ugh. Like because again, it's good enough up until that point that it keeps it out of D tier, but that one episode drags it down so much that I just don't. I can't. I can't. Mm-mm. Gokaiger, the goat, S tier. Got to put it S tier. Got to put it S tier. Uh, Goanger's the goat. I mean, Gokaiger's the goat. Like I, what is there to be said? Gokaiger is the goat. This is what Super Mega Force should have been, and they fucked it up. So I don't think I need to say anything more than that. Gokaiger is the perfect anniversary season, not just in Sentai, but in Tokusatsu as a whole. Gokaiger just does it right. Right? It still manages to have its own identity as pirates, but it does the homages to the generations that come before it in a way that respects the source material. I think my favorite episode out of the entire series is the Jetman episode. Because basically, Black Condor is fighting so that his friends don't have to don the morphers ever again. They don't have to, I don't know, remember what they were called in the series, but they never have to don the suits again. Black Condor is dead. I need you to understand that. A ghost is fighting so his friends never have to don the suits again. And just to give you an idea, even though I've never seen Jetman, I know for a fact it has a tragic ending. So the fact that Black Condor cannot stay dead because he knows if the evil keeps fighting, that means that there's a possibility that they'll have to don the suits again. That's like a powerful fucking message. And then when he's finally able to see that the Gokaijers have it in hand, he's able to finally go back to that bar that pretty much is a representation of heaven or the afterlife, if you would. That to me is like the most powerful episode to me anyway, out of the entire series. That particular the Jetman episode is like the strongest left the strongest resonance with me, left the strongest feeling. And man, that episode was powerful stuff, man. Powerful stuff. Gokaiger's the goat. There's just no other way to say it. Gokaiger is the fucking goat. Um, Go Busters. Go Busters. Solid entry. I'm putting on B tier as well. The story was a little weird. I didn't understand what was the whole point of the quirks of the weaknesses, right? Like I get it. It was a weird one because I felt like they were kind of quantifying them to be like computers because they had the computer programs that was supposed to deal with like the big bad, right? But like I get it, like the blue like blue go blue go busters whole thing. He overheats, he becomes a totally different person. Like his mood totally shifts. I forget what I forget what yellow go busters was. I forgot what it was. But the red one was the most baffling one. You have a fear of chickens. I still don't understand what the point of that was. Oh wait, no, I remember the yellow one was she has to eat a lot, otherwise she powers down like like a computer. Like she needs to be consistently eating or she powers down. I remember that now. Yeah, I never I like it kind of makes sense. Like in her case, yeah, that's very much like a computer. Um, the blue one is kind of a stretch. Like if he overheats, he becomes a different person. Normally, when a computer overheats, it shuts the fuck down. But I guess you gave the shutdown to Go Buster Yellow, so I guess that's what. But again, the chicken thing, the chicken that makes him freeze. Like I feel like you could have rearranged a few of these, right? Like it should have been like, oh, for example, if you took Go Buster Red Go Buster, instead of like seeing the chickens will make him freeze, it could have been if you overheats, he locks up. Because that's what computers do. Like if you're like on Windows, right, and your and your processor overheats, you lock up. It locks up, right? It'll either lock up or shut down. And since you gave the shutdown to go on to Yellow Go Buster, you could have easily said if he overheats, he locks up, right? Like I could maybe you could just eliminate the chicken one altogether, and then say like if he sees something, if like the other, if he sees something, he becomes a totally different person, kind of like a hypnosis thing, right? I don't know, man. Like it just didn't really make a lot of sense. But that's a minor gripe in what is a pretty solid season. I did like the big bag. I think his name was I forget his name. I think it was Enter or Empty, one of the two. And I think it was Enter. No, it was Enter because the female one they add later, I think her name was Delete or something like that. But yeah, it's pretty damn good. I can't say if Beast Morphers did it any justice because I around that time I had already just sworn off Power Rangers and I swore never to watch again. I swore off of them before Samurai, and I just never watched Power Rangers again because again I was so mad at how much at like just how badly the Power Rangers franchise was being treated from that point going forward, and not to mention that they almost felt like an insult to the source material at points. So it just became this whole thing. I can't watch Power Rangers. I can't do it. So Samurai Onward, I haven't watched. So a lot of the stuff I know from that is literally from based on opinions of other people. But I literally kept my head out of the discourse around Beast Morphers. Like I just didn't want to know anymore. So I don't know if Beast Morphers did it any justice. I do know though that they had Gavan. Space Sheriff Gavan was on Beast Morphers, and I think they actually like fuck Saban for keeping the fuck up the continuity, man. Time Saban could not fucking help himself and kept fucking up the continuity. I keep finding more and more reason to hate that guy, but I digress. I digress. Go Busters was really good. I quite enjoyed it. Not one of my like go-to remembrances, but I did enjoy what I watched. I did enjoy that. Tokuger, I thought was a pretty nice departure from the norm. It was very much a kid-centric series, but overall, I thought it was like done pretty well. I thought it was done like pretty good. The whole idea of imagination, it was meant to be for the kids. It was meant to be for the kids, and it knew that. It knew it was gonna be like it was gonna be like Sentai Steno. It knew that's what it was gonna be, and it didn't take itself seriously as a result. And I think the execution of it all is done. It was done pretty well, and it's to the point now where every time I see Tokuger kind of like show up in future gens, I kind of get like excited, right? Because I know like you're gonna pull some bullshit out of your ass, It's gonna be fucking funny, and I'm gonna mark out for it. Like Tokyuger wasn't afraid to take risks. While it never got a U.S. Power Rangers adaptation because it took too many risks, it was still pretty grounded that like you could have easily made an argument for it to be a Power Rangers generation, but I think it stands on its own. It stands on its own as a damn solid season. And so if you're a fan of the campy, I would recommend giving Tokyuchi because here's the thing. It's pretty much campy throughout, but then it gets like super serious, especially when Wright and the others find out that they're children because somehow in their imagination they haven't realized they like can't remember their past, so they think they're teenagers, and then they find out no, they're actually children. Like it's such a like a thing because now they realize they're kind of entrusted into something that might be in above over their heads, and like it becomes this whole thing. And then of course you have God, I forgot his name, but took Tokyu Rokugo, Orange Ranger, if you will, Tokyu Orange. His whole thing is that he's suicidal. He wants to die because he feels like because he's a monster, he has to commit like grievous shit. And it's literally the Tokyugers helping him realize, nah, you can be cool. You cool. You cool. It kind of like toys with the expectation because this guy is because usually seeing a villain become a good guy, it's not rare, but it's not common, right? Like it doesn't happen a lot, and especially one that's not a human by default. He has a human, but obviously he's like a wolf. I think he was a wolf, right? I can't remember what he looked like, but he was like a very dark figure, right? And then he ends up becoming a fucking a good guy. And at one point, it's not about him trying to find a place for him to die. It's just for him trying to find a place where he belongs. Like it's a powerful thing. Like it's a powerful message. So overall, it's all about like belonging and like having something to look forward to in the future. Like that's the whole thing about Takuja, right? Like sticking to your promises and things like that. It's a powerful season for what is essentially a season catered to the kids. Very powerful stuff. I highly recommend. It's an A tier for me. Not the best again, because again, I'm not a big fan of the campy stuff, but so kind of knocks it up, but it doesn't take away from the fact it's got a super powerful message. Does not take away from it at all. Ninja, I can take it or leave it. It's not a bad season, but it kind of suffers from the same thing Kamen Rider Ghost does, where it's like out of like it's just not it's not hitting right. Like I don't really remember anything from Ninja if I'm being perfectly honest. It was kind of camp, but not like the camp like Tokuger was. It was just kind of like really campy. If I remember one thing, it was Star Ninja and his overly, almost offensive interpretation of what an American is. Like it was overly offensive to the point where it's actually funny. Like and I respect Star Ninja because he ends up becoming Kamen Rider Shinobi. So I respect him for that. But it ain't enough to like bump it up past B tier. I'm sorry. Out of anything else that happened in that series, I really cannot remember anything. Um, so usually when I can't remember what a series was, but I do remember enjoying it, I usually put it midway. I put it C tier. It's a good watch. Just don't expect to remember anything from it because it's just like you're ninjas that don't hide. Like the whole thing is that they're like openly ninjas and like which defeats the whole point of what a ninja is. Oh, I do remember one other thing. A Power Rangers actor cameoed in it. I believe he's the actor in question. I don't remember what he played in. He was in Dino Charge. I just don't remember which color he was. I think it was the blue one, which I think that does not narrow it down because I think Kyruger has like three blue ones. But like the default blue one, like the one that would be like the main group, I think it was him because I remember seeing a picture of him with a monster from Kyruger from like, but not like the American like version of the suit. No, like when he was in Japan, he took a suit. He took a picture with the suit actor in that suit from Kyogre, and then he made a cameo in the Ninja. I remember that because the blue our ninja speaks to him in English, and then he says, "Oh, I'm getting the hell out of here." I remember that's the only other thing I remember from the Ninja. That was a weird one, and I don't know how they hooked it up. But I think it might have been a Sakamoto joint, and maybe that's why. Because Sakamoto does a lot of English Power Ranger stuff too. He's like their choreo. He shows up every once in a while, does choreography for them too. So maybe Sakamoto hooked it up. I don't know. So I don't know. But again, besides that, couldn't even tell you who the villains were or what the story was. Couldn't tell you. Could not. Um, I genuinely forgot what this one's called. Fuck. I know. It's in the it's there. I know the name of it. I watched it and I liked it, but I forgot the name of it. Was it Zoojer? I think it was Zoojer. Yeah, Zoojer. Yes, 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 Zoojer. The Butsu Sentai Zooja. Yep. For in terms of anniversary series go, it was weird. It didn't allude to any past generations like almost at all, except for a Gokaiger cameo. Or not a cameo. There was like one episode with the Gokaigers in there trying to steal the treasure from Animal World, which I think ends up being the big power up, the whale power up. I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, like the Gokaigers show up, but Zoojer was kind of an interesting beast. I think goes Zoojer kind of like sets up what would we end up getting in Zenkaiger later on, but Zoojer I thought was kind of interesting in its execution, what with all the mechs being cubes. I thought that was super weird. Like the whole thing, the whole basis of the show, or not of the show, of the designs are based around Rubik's cubes, which I thought was an interesting call. The morphers are Rubik's cubes, albeit they only go 3 layers. They don't go vertical. They only go horizontal. Um, but like it was a weird because it's technically an anniversary season, but it does not pay any homage to any past gens outside of Gokaiger, which I thought was weird. It's just like, oh, the anniversary season meets the anniversary season, but but again, outside of Gokaiger showing up for that anniversary episode, there's nothing really anniversary about Zoojer, and I find that a bit baffling. But it was a damn good season. But again, it kind of comes down to I couldn't tell you outside of the Gokaiger appearance. I couldn't tell you anything else that happened in there. I'm trying to remember, like, if it is it the is that the one with the um no, I can't. No, I'm thinking of Tokyuger in that particular one. No, I don't. Yeah, I can't even remember who the big bad was. But I do remember enjoying it vastly. It was one of those easy watches, right? So I'm gonna put Zoojer up here in B tier. I'm gonna put him up in B tier. Q Ranger, damn solid tier. Like I thought, despite it being kind of hackney, being a little cheesy, Q Ranger was pretty damn good. Um, I thought the whole thing with them being like orbs, right? And like the whole way, like it was a different like design choices in this series were kind of crazy, and it was and it's similar to Kyogre in like it had so many. I think in total there was 13 Sentai members. I'm not even counting if there were any in like a movie or anything. I like Lucky and Garu were like my two favorite guys out of that entire series. I think my favorite design though, I have in terms of the suits, I have to give to Phoenix Soldier, Ho-Oh Soldier. That suit looked insane because it was like, okay, you're a Q Ranger, but you're also like again like very military forward in a way because he had body armor and shit. So you're a red Sentai, but you're also kind of like your own little thing, right? Like you're not you're this but different, right? I will admit, I thought the villain of the series was kind of like out of left field because it turns out the villain is actually very relevant to Ho-Oh Soldier's background, and we don't find that out until like later, right? Like, there's no allusion to that the person that they're fighting is this person. So like, it keeps you guessing as to who the true villain of the series is until maybe like the last two episodes. No, I think the last three episodes, because I think we get the reveal in like I forget how many episodes there are, but like in the not penultimate, anti-penultimate, I think is the word, episode is when we find out who they're fighting, and it becomes this whole deal, and then at the end is yeah, yeah. So yeah, that is that particular season. It's really damn good. I recommend anyone who's got the time give Q Ranger a try. Cause and here's the kicker about Q Ranger. The suits were designed in cooperation with Hasbro, or not Hasbro, but like with I think was did Hasbro have Power Rangers at that time? No, I don't. Yeah, I think Hasbro had Power Rangers at that time, but they were doing Beast Morphers, I think. But like the suits were made in collaboration with them, so these were very Americanized suits. So the design was a collaborative effort, which is insane. That then it never gets a U.S. version. Cosmic Fury goes this whole other way, and it's a it's the American suits are horrible. I've not found anyone that has come to the defense of Cosmic Fury suits. Cosmic Fury suits are an abomination. They're horrible. Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger. You get S tier. Best damn, one of the best damn things I've ever seen. The whole versus dynamic literally puts the entire series on its head because it's two Sentai gens in one season, and they're at ends with each other up until the end. They're at odds with each other at the end, and you don't even get to like get both mechs. Do not You never see both mechs on in at the same time. Never. Because in order for the mech to happen, there has to be a bipartisan party, and I forget what the name was of the character that does that's like the unifying bit. But he only lets the mech happen with the team that he's feeling that day. He goes off vibes, which is hilarious to me. Is hilarious. So you never get hell. I can't even remember an episode where like you got both the Lupin mech and the Pot Ranger mech. Not even a one. They were always separate. The only time we ever had a second mech was in Lupin X slash Pato X. Is there? So like, unless I think there was a movie, but I don't know if they bullshitted both mechs into the movie because I didn't see the movie. But like, yeah, it was. They never the two teams were always at odds with each other up until the end, and the ending is so powerful because they're at the end of the day, both groups are dealing with the mob, and the mob like has all of Lupin's treasures, right? And the ending like there's only one other ending in Sentai that I think had an impact on me personally. That had a lasting impact, and Loop versus Pat had it because we end up losing one of the teams, and the other team pulls the trigger in their honor, and it's such a powerful thing to see. Like, oh my god, it's a powerful fucking message, and it's a powerful impact of finding friendship at the end and fighting for said friendship. It's a powerful thing, very powerful thing, and yeah, like it's almost kind of like the impact of loss, right? Because while the rest of the team while the second team, part of the team like struggles with the loss of the first team, the leader steps up and he's the one to pull the trigger, and it's such a powerful message about the different ways that loss can impact people. It was such a powerful thing, and I loved it. I loved it. I almost cried at that particular point. But I just like the whole dynamic between Lupin and Pat Ranger, and like their whole thing of trying to keep their identity. The Lupin Rangers trying to keep their identity secret from the Pato Rangers, while still getting like super involved with them, only for them to like near the end reveal themselves who they are and have to go back on the run now. It becomes a whole. It's a whole thing, and I love it. It's such a powerful show. I love it. So that one is S tier, because it was such a departure from the norm that it was really good, and I loved it. Super Sentai Battle Cross, I think it was called. I forget what this was called, but it was a weird mini series that they did after Lupin Ranger that I didn't hate, but I think it was supposed to be an anniversary thing. I think, which I think if the dates are right, doesn't track. They just did this, right? I don't know what the reasoning of the existence of this series was, but it ran for several episodes before we finally got into Real Soldier, and I don't remember why. I don't remember why. I don't even remember if there was a reason behind it, or maybe they just wanted to do it. But this series came after. It was a mini series. Like I can't remember. I think it was an 8 episode mini series, if I remember correctly. And it was literally just a throwback to all past gens, make your jokes and everything. I think though, if I remember correctly, the main villain of the series was somehow related to America's Rita Repulsa? I do not remember. It was some sort of weird thing. They alluded to that. I don't think they outright said it, but they alluded to it. Because it wasn't the witch from. They didn't name the witch from Gozyuger. I think Rita was. I think it was her name. Because I think her name is Rita. Of the girl who ended up being the villain, her name was Rita. And all the illusions that they make, and like she's supposed to be somehow tangentially related to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita Repulsa, and I don't know how that works. It was a weird thing, never explained. It was just alluded to, and I think it was just left up to the interpretation of the viewer, and it was weird. But basically, the series was a Super Sentai tournament where groups of like where they would like mishmash and randomize the teams, and they would all face off. And the main team, which was made up of um, Shishi Red, Sasori Orange. No, was it? Yeah, no, Sasori Orange, Tokyo Pink, Nin Nin Red, Aka Ninja, and was it Pato Red? I think it was Pato Red. Was it Pato Red? Was it? No, no, it wasn't Pato Red. Who was it? Oh, it was Zero Red, Zero Eagle. It was Zero Eagle. So it was Zero Eagle, Shishi Red, Aka Ninja, Tokyo Pink, and Sasori Orange, which was what a weird team that was. What a weird ass team. No idea what to make of that. The series was good. I don't know why I put it on S tier. I'm gonna put it in A. I meant to put it in A. It was an 8 episode miniseries that like was kind of a buffer. Sorry, my throat's a little red. Let me take a swig. Mm, throat's a little raw. It was kind of like a midpoint, kind of like a buffer. Oh, I think it was because how many episodes? Let me look this up. How many episodes did Q Ranger have? Which is Sentai Q Ranger? 48. Okay, so it had 48 episodes. And then Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of the wrong one. It was Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger. Uh, 51 episode. Wait, what? So then why did we need a buffer? I'm confused. How many Real Soldier episodes did we get? Number of episodes. 48. So then why did we need the buffer? I'm confused. Why did we need the buffer? Anyway, that's beside the point. Um so it was an 8 episode buffer. It was pretty good, you know, if it was definitely for the diehards, and I did quite enjoy it, despite the fact that, you know, it was just kind of there. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna lower it down to B. I'm gonna lower it down to B. I'm not gonna say it was bad. No, no, A. I'll put it A. I'll put it A because I mean anything with Gokaiger in is pretty good. But yeah, it was pretty solid. I would say you can go out of your way to watch it, but you know it's gonna. But I think it's more for the diehard viewer than like a casual viewer. Rear Soldier A tier. Sorry, S tier. I'll tell you why. Um, it was the ending for me. Remember how I said Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger almost made me cry? Rear Soldier made me cry because Rear Soldier Pink has a impassioned speech at the end about how getting our perfect world, getting a world that everyone wants, getting a world where all of your desires are fulfilled means nothing if you can't enjoy it with the ones you love. And just with the emotion of everything that was going on, like with the ending, people were living their perfect life, but how could it be perfect if the ones you love, the ones you call family, the ones you call friends, aren't there to enjoy it with you? And that was powerful to me. It made me cry because it was such a powerful message. And that's what Sentai and Tokusatsu in general. It might be all about the special, flashy special effects and whatnot, but when you get right down to it, Tokusatsu is about the message. Tokusatsu is about the message, and that particular message in Real Soldier got a tear out of me because it was very powerful. Because if you can't enjoy the things that you've earned, the things the things that you've earned, the things that you obtained with your own hands, if you can't enjoy them with other people, then that's not an existence worth living. And that was powerful to me. You know, ultimately, um, but overall, not taking away from the rest of the series, the action was super solid. I did like the knight characters themselves. I loved them. The whole thing with damn it, the purple knight. I forgot his name. Damn it. Like that whole thing going on with them, with that particular one, and the death of one of the knights, or one or the what not one of the knights, but the death of someone close to the knights who was trying to become a knight themselves, and what Guy Zorg, that's what it was. So ends up and that particular guy ends up becoming Guy Zorg, and finally is able to join the fight only to have his life taken from him, and the grief of that loss being enough for Ryusol Red to obtain his next form. Like that shit was powerful shit. The pain of the power of loss, you know what I mean? To me, Rear Soldier was and is one of the best examples of a Sentai season, you know what I mean? Because it had action, it had intrigue, it had drama, which again I think is a cliche thing to say, action, intrigue, and drama. That's like the most cliche thing, but it genuinely had it. It genuinely had it. It had its campy moments, but overall, it was just really good. And hell, even there was intrigue on the evil side with the mushroom rabbit dude, trying to figure out like what to do when all these generals were just treating him like shit. And even I think one also tried to experiment on him at one point. Like it was kind of heavy, but ultimately, like the series is like super good, and I highly recommend it. Kiddo Major gets an A. Kiddo Major gets an A. I thought it was well done. I did. I thought it was kind of bizarre that the pen pineapple apple pen guy ended up being the main sensei character for the show. I thought that was weird, but I think the series kind of lended itself to a couple of things like Kirame Red's imagination, kind of like a callback to Gozyuger. I thought it was overall like kind of well done, right? And of course, we also got Yodona got her own series after the fact, which was like super dark, which I never expected them to take that direction because Cure Major wasn't that dark. Cure Major was pretty lighthearted for the most part, but Yodona's series like takes some super dark fucking turns. Like you wouldn't expect this to have come from a Super Sentai like Kira Major if you'd seen Yodona. Which I'm amazed like there's not a pick there like there's not that series is not on this list. Because Yodona was like super dark, like almost Kamen Rider Amazon dark. Like holy fuck. Like there was actual blood and like grievous wounds and shit. Like I can't even believe that like Yodona's not on here. I can't believe Yodona's not on here because man, fucking hell. But Kira Major itself was a damn good series. And I thought it was like kind of like the fact that like I come back to this because like I Kirame Silver in that series ends up becoming Lakian and Kamen Rider Gav, and like just overall like the fact that the man's a walking gem in both a literal and physical sense, and then like oh my god, like it's just so well done, so well done. Not the best though, obviously. It kind of like stays out of S tier because like could have been better, but for what we got, it was really good. Zenkaiger, probably the best second to Gokaiger anniversary series, right? Um, I thought it was way too campy though. I thought it was like trying too hard to like appeal to everyone. Though I will admit the execution of getting the other previous generations in the series was like really good. And Two Kaiser steals the show. Like Two Kaiser is the fucking man, right? Because he's wearing the Gokaiger suit. You know he's the fucking man. So like overall the execution overall of the series was really good. And hell, even acknowledgement of like certain tropes with Stay Caesar and all that was like really good. I'm actually would need to see what leads to Zenkaiger going black in Dawn Brothers, but Dawn Brothers is so much of a is just so much of a disconnect for me. How's it going, dude? What we rank? We're ranking Super Sentai, Porto Wolf. Right now I'm on Zenkaiger. And I'm talking about Dawn Brothers, but like Dawn Brothers, I don't know if I can watch because it's just so like unapologetically Japanese that it's such a disconnect for me as an American viewer that I don't know if I could get through it. Um, but I would love to know what causes Zenkaiger to go black in Dawn Brothers. But Zenkaiger the series was like super good. Not to mention they kind of acknowledge like the whole thing about I forget the main character's name, but his father ended up being turned into a robot and fighting him because he thinks the Zenkai like everything in this series was just so well done. And I loved it like super much. Hell, they even I think in the was it a movie or a crossover episode? I don't remember what. I think it might have been the movie. They acknowledge a Kiba Ranger. Which is so stupid. It's so hilariously stupid that they acknowledge Akiba Ranger and say, and when they use it, it's an unofficial power up. I love that. Like, I love the fact that the series like is like Zenkaiger doesn't take itself seriously, and not to mention the fact that only one of the Rangers is human. Well, two if you count two Kaiser, but out of the main crew, only the leader is human, and the other two are, and the other four are already mechs. Like they're even in small size, they're mechs, which is hilarious to me. And like they don't even like as when they transform, they don't even like take on the traditional form of a Sentai. The only guy fit in the mold is Zenkaiser and Two Kaiser. Like Zenkaiser and Two Kaiser. Like everyone else, they just look like mechs. They look like the Zyu Ranger mech. They look like the Gao Ranger mech, the Magi Ranger mech, and the freaking Bokenger mech. Like they just look like miniature versions of the mechs. And I thought that was fucking great. I got, you know what? I changed my mind. Ow. Bumping them up to S tier. That's just reliving that in my head. No, S tier series. It was an S tier because again, it's. I would put it under Gokaiger, but it's still a solid anniversary series. Like I'm gonna be real with you. Gokaiger, Zenkaiser is like a really damn good anniversary series, and I highly recommend y'all check it out. King Oger, immediate S tier. Immediate. Like, don't even gotta think about it. King Oger, S tier series. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. I just watched that series. Like maybe like a month ago. And for and just to give you guys an idea, the technology that they used in King Oger is what they're currently using right now with Kamen Rider Zets when it comes to the dreams. The execution of King Oger and the story, it's not bound by traditional means because all of it is filmed in a green screen studio. All of it. Well, except for the I think except for the Kyoryuja crossover episode, but I digress. All of it is filmed on a green screen stage, and it allows them to go to these amazing non-traditional set pieces. Like all the kingdoms are so radically different, and yet they almost feel real. Right? Like it's all CG, yet it all feels fucking real. And the whole story with Tomba Oger not falling in line with the Alliance of the Kingdoms, the king of Shugodam being just the corrupt motherfucker, just being ultimately a corrupt motherfucker. But then you find out he's corrupt for the right reasons, and he ends up going on this cool redemption arc. And like, man, I end up liking him at the end. Um, and then of course, like the I forgot what his name was, but Daiboski. Daiboski's like my favorite character in that whole fucking series because he's just such a lying, cheating, and stealing prick, but like a lovable prick, right? Like he is betraying everyone, but for the greater good, and it's fucking. I love that guy. I love that guy because like his story in and of itself like zigs when it zags and zags when it zigs. We think at the start like he's fighting. He's only aligned with the corrupt dude with the corrupt king because he has his sister. And it turns out his sister is actually in love with the corrupt king, but she's also using him for information. Like, oh my god, this man is playing chess. This man is playing shogi when everyone else is playing checkers. Like, what the fuck is happening here? Daibowski's the fucking man. Um, uh, but like, just like the conflict between the kingdoms before they do not become a Sentai until maybe like 30 episodes in, and then they officially become a Sentai. Yeah, and then like, and then by then like, if you guys remember Gurren Lagann, half of the series is them fighting against a group of monsters that force humanity under the surface. And then years later, in the second half, we find out the monsters drove them down to protect them from an even greater evil. They ended up becoming the bad guys so that the humanity would hate them instead of the actual bigger bad guys that were coming to eradicate everything. That's pretty much what this was. That's what this was. The villain, the enemies that they're finding halfway through the series end up becoming their greatest allies because the greatest evil is coming from space. I love this series. I love King Oger. King Oger is just so much of a departure. I love when like a series breaks the mold, right? I love when a series doesn't stay traditional to the Super Sentai mold and just decides to be something different, right? With Kamen Rider, I kind of prefer that like a series stay true to the formula while still trying to be innovative, which is why I have like a big beef with Hibiki because it's too much of a departure. In Super Sentai, I love when they depart from the norm. I can't explain why. I just do. I just do. And King Oger is such a departure because it's telling a story. The the monster of the week trope is not here. Granted, yes, there are monsters that invade every 2 episodes because they're two-parters, but again, the monster of the week is not important because what's more important is the backstage politics of it all. The distrust between the kingdoms. The distrust between the kingdoms, the corruption of the main kingdom trying to overtake everything, this outsider king that is trying to ascend his way back up the ranks to be king, to usurp his brother, the highly technological kingdom not wanting to play ball with the alliance only because they just don't like the main king, not because he's corrupt. They don't know that he's corrupt, but he's just not playing ball with him because, and he paints him out like, and pretty much the corrupt king is painting all the other. Go watch King Oger, for the love of God. Go watch King Oger. Like I can't gush enough about it. Go watch King Oger. Like I could sit here and describe to you everything that is damn good about this series. We'd be here for like 3 or 4 hours and I still wouldn't be done. Go watch King Oger, for the love of God. Go watch it. Boom Boonger. Solid series. Solid. Um, because it kind of had the same thing King Oger was going on. They're telling a story here, right? They're telling a story of how, again, backstage politics, right? I love the intrigue around the Sentai, not just the Sentai itself, around the Sentai team. The whole story they were telling with the government secretly aligned against the Boom Boongers, and the fact that the space fucking criminals had them all in their back pocket the entire time. And it gets to the point where our lead guy has to face a choice, either lose his entire fortune or lose his friend. And he picks his friend and he ends up losing both anyway. And then his state of degeneracy, trying to find a way to keep his friend alive, to keeping Boom Boom alive, while everyone else around him is trying to get him to see the reality. Like, it almost is, again, it's almost it was a view into what loss does to people, and I thought it was like fucking well done. And ultimately, yeah, he does revive him, but like, man, shit, man, it was a powerful thing. He fought for almost 10 I think it was like he lost Boom Boonger and then spent like a good chunk of episodes lost. He couldn't deal with anything. The world was under havoc. The Boom Boongers were labeled as goddamn criminals. And yet all he cared about was his friend. That was all he gave a damn about. And then you come to find out at the end, in reality, everybody knew. Like, I'm not gonna say that like what he felt for his friend dying was not real. But even then, like, moves were still happening. Hell, moves were set into motion before Boom Boom had died. So to see them all come over together at the end, like, man, I love it when a plan comes together. It literally painted that the Boom Boongers were the definite, like, fixers, right? Damn. Like, I love Boomboomger. That one was really good. I do quite enjoy that series. And finally, last, certainly not least, sorry, Gozyuger. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it with you. We're only until now getting good, right? But for 28 episodes, the show lost the plot. The show lost the plot. And we're only now getting back to it, but like for 28 episodes, this show was flailing. This show was flailing. Failing and flailing. Waving its arms randomly, not knowing what to do, so they leaned way too fucking hard back into the Monster of the Week trope, and it ended up hurting it. Super bad. Damage has been irreparably done to this show, and by this show. This has to be absolutely one of the worst anniversary generations I've ever seen. I and here's the thing, my opinion may change because again, we're 30 episodes in, we have 20 episodes left. They can pick it back up. But my God, from the 30 episodes that we've got, the last two episodes were the only thing that pulled Gozyuger out of F tier. I need you to understand that. The last 2 to 3 episodes are what managed to pull Gozyuger out of F tier. If they had not started refocusing with the doubt in Ryugi's mind, if they hadn't started refocusing that shit in episode 28 and starting to bring us back to the goddamn plot, this fucking show would be F tier. The only reason it feels like there's a renewed focus brings it up to D tier. And depending on how the series goes along, this may either go up or go down. So at this moment right now, with today's episode, taking into account, plus with everything we've seen so far, Gozyuger is a D tier. And again, this can change by the end of the series, but this is it. This is my tier list. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. I'm gonna save this. Yes, I already did create this tier list. I know. So I'm gonna go ahead and download that image. It doesn't like it when I add fucking pictures to it. It hates that. Let me. Does the image show it? Yeah, for some reason it's not liking it. Might have to add that in manually. Because when I click it, it resets. Yeah, but yeah, let me go ahead and just add this in here. Yeah, I hate that I can add it manually, but it won't add it to the save. So yeah, that is my Sentai tier list. That is, yeah. So these are the ones, man. Run them ones. I'll click on it. It's gonna reset it. Unfortunately, yeah, reset it. Fucking hell, man. Gotta keep doing that. Can you please add the? Okay. So that is my Sentai tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's go ahead and just I'll post this to my socials when I can figure out how it won't keep removing that particular one. But yeah, that is my Super Sentai tier list. Before we go, I just want to acknowledge a quick thing here. Kind of want to acknowledge a quick thing. So in regards to the future of this show, the mood is about to change. I've been thinking about this for the past week or so, and unfortunately, the superhero Zatsudan cannot exist in the way that it currently does. Because before Zets came along and started live streaming to the US market, we literally reviewed both Kamen Rider and Super Sentai shows on this show. We did the live react here on the show, and that's literally what this show was built upon. And unfortunately, unless we start getting Super Sentai giving the same treatment as Zets, uh, because the show, the way it works is we get it simulcast on Saturday, and then I would usually wait, and then on Mondays when the fan subs for the other show show up. Sometimes on Sunday night if you're lucky, but like unfortunately that means we have to already even then that means we have to divide the show. And I feel weird calling it an appropriate show when I can't have both Toku shows on it at the same time. Nor do I feel like I want to sub in another Sentai show or do a retro review because again, that's not what the show was made for. It was meant to be a weekly review of the current running Kamen Rider and Super Sentai generations. So to me, to me, I can't do this show the way it currently exists until I am able to watch both shows back to back. So the Zatsudan, unfortunately, this is where it ends, right? However, that doesn't mean we've stopped doing Tokusatsu live reacts, right? So here's what's going to happen. From now on, from from now on, we're now doing the live reacts to Kamen Rider Zets are going to be on both Twitch and YouTube, respectively, right? As well as, well, actually, no, let me take that back. From now on, the live reacts for Kamen Rider Zets on Saturday nights will be happening on YouTube. I will not be doing them on Twitch anymore. These will be on YouTube. As well as the following day, depending on when the episode, so it'll be Sunday or Monday, the Gozyuger live react will be on YouTube as well. So you'll be getting. So if you've not followed me on my YouTube channel yet, by all means take this time to do so. I will be putting a link in the chat if you're not there, or if you're in the description. You should be able to find on the channel, on the VOD channel. You should be able to find a link to it. But if you're not following me, hold on. Excuse me. So if you're not following me on my YouTube channel yet, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, by all means, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is where I'll be doing the Kamen Rider, Zets, and Gozyuger live reacts going forward. We'll still be doing Fallout here on the channel and Arma. We may be changing the schedule a little bit. I may be moving Fallout to Wednesdays. Um, and then we may find something else to fill the void here on Twitch. I'm not abandoning Twitch, but I feel like my my tokusatsu stuff does way better on YouTube. So I think we're gonna just move all the tokusatsu stuff, like all the Kamen Rider stuff, we're gonna move that to YouTube. And then uh in terms of the military stuff, the post-apocalyptic stuff like Fallout and Arma, that's gonna stay here on Twitch. So the schedule is gonna shift around a bit. We're gonna start using schedules. So starting next week, you will be seeing on my socials, you'll be seeing a schedule graphic which will tell you what's going on. Even though they'll pretty much remain the same from week to week, I will still be posting a schedule every week. Ooh, Nuka Cola, nice. Thanks. I do like me some good. I do like me a good Nuka Cola. But anyway, starting next week on my Twitter and my Blue Sky or X or whatever you want to call it. On my X and my Blue Sky, I'll still call it Twitter to the day I die. Um, I will be posting a schedule graphic, and every week you'll get me getting a new schedule. It'll probably still be the same, but in case something new happens, like there's a Nintendo Direct or a special event or something, I will mark it there. But you'll be getting a schedule graphic with me that will detail where I'll be streaming, what days, and what I'll be streaming. So from now on, the gaming stuff, the Fallout stuff, the Arma stuff stays right here on Twitch. The Tokusatsu reviews are moving to YouTube. So I hope you guys will subscribe to the YouTube channel and obviously stay here on Twitch if you like the gaming stuff. But that is the future. The Zatsudan, as you knew it, is gone. The superhero Zatsudan will be gone until we are given the opportunity to review Kamen Rider Zets and possibly the next Sentai generation if we're lucky. I don't know what the name of it is yet. But hopefully, if we're given the opportunity to be able to get Kamen Rider and Super Sentai live streamed to the US, and then I can easily bring back the Zatsudan in its previous format back to back. But as it stands right now, I cannot do the Zatsudan the way I envisioned it, so therefore I am shelving the Zatsudan and sticking strictly to just live reacts. So Kamen Rider, Zets live reacts, and then the Gozyuger watch along on either Sunday or Monday on YouTube. Again, I will have a graphic out by next Monday that will detail what the schedule is going to be going forward. So I hope you guys will join us. We'll take a look on that. Hopefully you're following me on Twitter or Blue Sky. The Discord's almost done. The Discord server is almost done. It's just a little bit longer, guys. I know I keep saying it's almost. No, genuinely, it's almost done. It is almost done. So hopefully you guys will join the Discord when it opens. And that will also be where I post the schedules as well. So hopefully you guys will be there for that. On that note, let's go ahead and find someone to raid. I'm going to send y'all off. I'm going to send y'all off to some good peoples. I'm going to send you to some pepples. I'm going to send you some pepples. Let's see. Who can I send y'all to today? Who is streaming? Who's streaming? Why is my throat on fire? Because I've been talking a lot. I don't know why the fuck I'm asking. I know why my throat hurts because I've been talking nonstop. Been talking. I've been talking. Been talking. Twacking. Twacking. I don't know what I'm doing there, man. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see here. Let us. Who are you? You're verified, but you have zero. What the fuck are you? How are you? Explain. What am I looking at? Okay, no, that's Twitch being dumb. That's Twitch being dumb. I didn't know what the fuck that was. Let's see. Let's see here. What if I rated the Kamen Rider Zets channel? That'd be silly. That'd be silly. I will send you to the Lubar man. I will send you to the funny eyeball. I will send you to the funny eyeball man. So I'm gonna send y'all over to Lubar VT. Be on their coolest behavior in that very cool Kenshin Core way that you do. I hope to see you guys on Thursday for Fallout London. We definitely got to get back to that because I didn't do it last week because well it was a heavy day that day. But we should be back with Fallout this Thursday. So by all means, if you're not following the channel, by all means do so. We are coming. We're bringing it back, baby. Until then, this has been for now at least, the final superhero Zatsudan. I've been Callsign Henshin. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you on Thursday for Fallout London. I love you. You're valid. And remember, the future is in your hands. It's up to you to seize it. I love you guys, and I will see you on Thursday. Peace.